Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming to you with another Steven Universe Future Review. My name's Outlaw and I will be your host. I'm also joined by Red.
Hello everyone.
And we also have Gundam.
What's up, guys?
So guys, we got 2 new episodes of Steven Universe Future to review. The first one is going to be Little Graduation. Steven and the Gem celebrate Little Homeworld's first graduation class. So, Red, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
So, I love this episode. It was, again, so bright, so colorful, so vivid. I just love all the little details in the background, especially when we go into Lars's bakery and you see right behind Lars, like the name of the different cakes in the bakery, like Black Hole Donuts or Red Dwarf Velvet Cake. It's just so space themed and it's so cute, and it still shows his love for space. I just love all those little details. Another thing I really like is, of course, Sadie's song. It was just such a great message. It was just well thought out, and especially it really goes well with her and her new partner Shep. Another thing, I enjoy watching Steven experience all these new emotions. It is a little awkward, but we've all experienced it. We see others moving on and growing up and feel like we're being left behind, so we feel like we're lagging in certain things, and so he just wants to hold on to the friends around him so tightly that he doesn't want to let go. Sometimes we have to in life. They're really bringing like great new messages every single episode, something that we can all relate to.
How about you, Gundam? What did you like about this episode?
Well, of course, I love the colors. I love the characters that they were showing. I love the music. It's still very good, actually. I think that they really have a hold on getting the music and having it be a interesting and, as Red said, just a lot, forward moving, pun intended. And I love the message that, people can be apart, but not really gone. People can grow, but also people need to allow and accept people that do grow and move away. And Steven needs to accept that with his friends. They're not always going to be same town or just doing everything that revolves around him. And I think that they did a really good job with that message.
I did like about this is actually the song with Sadie and Shep. That was a very meaningful song and all that. And I did like seeing at the graduation that we saw the off-colors being the first class to actually graduate from Little Homeschool. They were the first gems to actually travel to Earth from Homeworld, so...
I'm curious of what qualifies them to graduate. Like, what qualifications do they have to do to receive a graduation thing? Like, do they have to know 100% about human existence or human life or human history? Who knows?
I'm guessing it's 4 years like usual college is, but I don't know, Steven hasn't been that old, so that's a good question.
And I do like the fact that Lars is leaving planet. It actually spread the word about Little Homeschool and all that and what they have learned to other planets and all that. And maybe there'll be a little bit more universities.
Lars spin-off show, is that what I'm hearing?
That'd be awesome.
And I did like seeing how Steven did struggle with the changes that's going around him. He's changing, and also as everybody else is changing around him, and he's just having a hard time actually concepting that idea. Like, he wants his little perfect happy ending, but his perfect happy ending's not everybody's perfect happy ending either. So Gundam, what did you not like about this episode?
Well, not really any dislikes. This episode doesn't really propel the story forward in any way, like story-wise, but in more of a character arc-wise, which is fine. But a lot of the past episodes already do that a little too often, so I'm kind of like, but not really any true dislikes for me, just some nitpicking.
And how about you, Red? What did you not like about this episode?
I've got nothing. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I had chills. I got a little teary-eyed a little bit too, again, because I just moved, and I can really resonate with Steven. You don't want others, to leave you behind, and you feel all alone, and it's tough. It's adult life, but I really enjoyed it, so no dislikes for me.
I have a couple dislikes of this whole thing.
Oh my god! Why? Why you do this?
First, I don't like the fact that Sadie and Lars broke up. That was such a heartbreak, even especially after what we saw in the movie and all that, the ending and all that they're actually kind of together at the end of the movie and all that.
I think they were just standing next to each other.
Well,
that doesn't really count as together.
They were kind of both walking up together and all that. Come on.
I mean, I know what you mean, but it's one of those things where they want to, succeed expectations as well too, because not everyone ends up with.
Totally true.
So that's the real major dislike I have this.
We're gonna fight you on these dislikes. We're gonna try and prove you wrong.
Well, I just didn't like the fact that because Lars literally went back home just to be with her, and that's one of his main motives to come back home for Sadie and all that.
But they did talk about it, so that was good. We didn't see it because it was private, and so at least they got to talk about their feelings. But sometimes people aren't right for each other, and I think they are.
Calling it right now. Steven does not end up with Connie, and he ends up with a Jim. There you go.
No, I don't know.
That's a little much for me. So, Gundam, how about you give me your rating on this?
I'd have to give this a 5 out of 5. Even with my little dislike, again, just a nitpick. 5 out of 5 for me. It was a great episode.
Red, what's your rating on this?
A definite 5 out of 5 for me.
Well, this is a little hard for me, actually. Personally, I give this a 1 out of 5.
Are you serious?
Way, that's a
no, you
lie.
can't.
This is as a personal feeling towards this series. I really did like the whole Lars and Sadie matchup and all that.
Whoa.
But as a critic, I will give this a 3 out of 5 as my official score.
I'll take it. It's better than a 1 out of 5 because 1 out of 5, you are losing your mind.
So let's go ahead into the next episode of Prickly Pear. After leaving Little Homeschool, Steven has found a new hobby, plants. Gundam, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
Well, first off, I love the colors, of course, because you see the flowers and all the different, the sunsets that, when he brings the cactus out there to the beach, it was just fabulous. The way it actually got a little darker as the clouds moved by as well. I thought they did a very good job, and it really tells me that they're continuing to do quality animation and not skimping on, the budget or anything like that. And I love the message too, like the fact that, bottling up emotions can create a monster. In this case, literally. Cactus Steven is a manifestation of Steven's inability to cope with his friends, like the gems, the way that they're trying to help him, but he doesn't think he needs help, but he thinks he does need help, and then there's a whole back and forth between that. And it's something that you do have to battle within, and you need your friends there as moral support, but maybe not the full way through, I guess.
How about you, Red? What did you like about this episode?
Of course, I'm going to have to agree with Gundam about the colors. The flowers and everything is just so pastel-y, but yet so vibrant and so detail-oriented. I just loved it. And also the cute little cactus when it was in baby phase, it reminded me of Pumpkin, like the little noises that Pumpkin would make. That was really cute. That's kind of most of my likes. I mean, I do agree with Gundam about the whole meaning of it, but, I'll get to it. It was more of an awkward...
Yeah. I actually enjoyed Steven actually finally opening up a little bit, even to a cactus, though, about what his true feelings are and all that, letting us, the fans, know that he is bothered by this, which we all knew, obviously, that he's been bothered with all these changes around his life. And then seeing that Steven emotion has been tested with his patience almost loses control with it, with Cactus Steven. Saw him turn pink and all that when he's actually getting angry with him. It's like, okay, his emotions need to be in check. And I did like the fact that Steven and Cactus Steven was kind of like a little play off of Frankenstein. Steven created this beast, and this beast got out of control.
It's like his manifestation of all his emotion and anger, specifically, anger and frustration, all into that cactus. That poor cactus. He didn't know better.
Nope, he did not. And so didn't Frankenstein. He didn't know any better either, so. So, Red, how about you give me your dislikes?
I didn't really like how it took Steven so long to figure out, oh, he was mimicking me. He was copying me. Like, really? You couldn't have figured it out from day one when he was saying the exact same thing you were? Steven, come on, have some forethought.
Agreed. No, I think that you are correct on that, because it's like you already said early in the episode that, oh, he's copying me. But then in the end of the episode, you're like, oh, he's copying me. Like you just said that like earlier. So
yeah, it's like you didn't get that? You didn't put 2 and 2 together? Come on, Steven. So I also really don't like his coping mechanisms, but, it is understandable. Yeah, he's still a teenager, and he's still figuring out his emotions, and frankly, who he is. He doesn't need friends to be 100% complete, and it was awkward, but it's necessary. It's necessary for all of us. It was just awkward to see that, We just want to scream like, not saying like you're doing it wrong, just like try this instead, but you don't know any better. So it was just frustrating to see that and not be able to do anything or help.
And Gundam, what did you not like about this episode?
Well, what I did not like about this episode, it's another Steven causes his own doom episode.
Isn't that every episode so far?
Yes. Yes, and I am actually kind of getting sick of this going through. Like, there hasn't been any real danger except for the Aquamarine and the Ruby episode. Everything else has been his own doom. Oh, you can even count that technically because, but that's them. It's yet another growing episode, literally. But I feel like they've done this episode before, honestly. I think they've already did this episode or, in some shape or form in the past, whether it be in this series already or in the original Steven universe. It just feels like they're just retreading the same over and over, same spot over and over again. I still like the episode, but they need to go forward, like Sadie said.
What I really didn't like about this is at the very end where the gems actually say, Steven, is there something that you need to talk about? And he still is closed off and he's like, I said enough.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating.
It's like, come on, Steven, you literally had a cactus spill your beans out and you still do not want to talk about what's going on in your life?
Again, teenagers, telling you.
Oh boy. So Gundam, how about you give me your rating on this?
So for this episode, I really wanted to give it a 3 out of 5, but the colors, the way the episode is paced very well, I have to give it a 4 out of 5.
How about you, Red?
I'm gonna say the same thing as Gundam, 4 out of 5. It's like it needed to happen. It needed to progress. Steven's emotions. Granted, it was just awkward to see, but it needed to happen. But very well paced, great colors. 4 out of 5 for me.
I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. It's just like it was like a mediocre episode and all that. It's like Gundam said, it didn't really move the plot or anything, all that. But Steven, it was a learning thing for Steven, so that's why I give it a 3 out of 5. Thank you guys once again for listening to our review of the 2 latest episodes of Steven Universe Future.
And don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. We love hearing you guys' thoughts. And don't forget to check our links in the description. We have our Facebook, Twitter, our website, which is www.currentcartoontv.com. And Red, you have some links down there as well.
I have a cosplay page on Facebook at Perfectly Red Cosplay, and I'm also on Instagram at Perfectly Red.
And guys, make sure you come back actually for our review of Infinity Train Book number 2. Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.